What a magnificent morning today. Look at that. Fog all over the city. Nice and quiet and calm. It would have been completely fogged out through this park earlier. You wouldn't even been able to see through. Today, talking about balancing your health and your wealth over 40, because a lot of the time we feel like we have to sacrifice our health in order to be able to go chase our wealth. Unfortunately, if you do that, you can lose all of it. That's what happened to me when 6 months after I started my business, I got chronic fatigue, and that didn't go away. It hung around for 16 years and severely impacted my life in terms of it took away everything, all of it. Lost my business, house, car, friends, social life, sanity, all of it. Coming out the other side, there's some lessons to learn, some of which I'd like to share with you now. So firstly, just think about, you do not have to sacrifice your health in order to chase your wealth. It is a choice, or it is something that is unconscious that you might end up doing just because you get caught up in, could be the pace of life, the pace of work, could be so single focused on your goals of financial success that you lose track or lose sight of your health and your fitness. And that could happen really quickly just by dropping everything, or it could happen gradually over the course of months or even years until you find yourself way out of shape, way out of fitness, out of breath going up a set of stairs, and not liking how you're looking in the mirror. So the alternative is you can still go as hard, you just need a little bit of discipline in there. And that discipline means doing the exercise when it feels like there isn't time for the exercise. It could be sneaking it in 5 or 10 minute bursts throughout the day, rather than committing to an hour first thing in the morning, getting up at 4:30 or 5 o'clock, just so you can actually do the thing and feel okay. It might be having quality meals delivered to your workplace, rather than just getting whatever is in the cafeteria downstairs that's easy and looks delicious at the time. There are so many little decisions that you can make along the way. It's just easier to make the not so healthy decision. But in the end of the day, it's up to you as to which way you want to go. Now, you may feel like you are the tired provider in your family. You may have a partner, kids that you are providing for, you're looking after them, and you are doing everything you can. Now, the hard thing for a man is it's very difficult to be there for your family and there financially. You either go one way or the other. There is a middle ground, but the middle ground is very hard to find, and there is never a perfect balance. I grew up in a house where my dad would work 12-hour days a lot of the time, and there wouldn't be much left in the tank at the end of the day, and that's just what it was. That's what we needed to do to survive. Now, I realized that as an adult, but as a kid I had no idea. So remember, that is a reality that your family may face. How much time do you want to be able to invest with your kids? How much energy are you going to be able to have left to be able to invest with your kids, your partner? Again, you can have them both, but it's going to take a lot of work and it's going to take some sacrifice. The hard part is, if you do not get this part right, it more often than not leads to a massive financial loss when the relationship breaks down. Not only that, if that does happen, you end up unlikely to see your kids anywhere near as much as you would like to, and all of that effort that you've put in over the years feels like it's absolutely worthless. It's just money in the bank. What's the point if you can't spend time with your kids? What's the point if your relationship is gone, if your best friend doesn't want to be friends with you anymore? These are realities. So what about if you were to use your health as a business metric? What if that was part of your criteria for a successful business? Can you still keep certain things in check? Like minimum doses. Maybe it's getting to the gym 3 days a week to do some strength training. Maybe it is going for a walk every day for an hour. Maybe it is getting 80% healthy meals. And maybe you're cheating the other 20% of the time on whatever it is. Maybe it's limiting your alcoholic drinks and finding something else to be able to calm that overstimulated mind, or something to be able to just bring you down at the end of the day. Could be using breath work, meditation, sauna, ice bath. All of those things are great for being able to bring the mind back to feeling good again. So you don't have to always look at the dollar value. You could always look at the lifestyle value component of whatever you're doing within your business. Because lifestyle is a massive part of it. It's all well and good having money, but if you've got no time to spend it, no friends to be able to do anything with, nothing at the end of the day when you get home, no energy for a social life, then you're kind of missing the point. You're missing so much of life. So maybe it is something that you need to plug in as a business metric, a KPI, so that you can keep yourself in good stead, so that you get everything, you get it all. It is possible. It just takes a little bit of extra work. What about internal versus external wealth? Internal wealth could be the fact that you actually have enough energy to play with your kids at the end of the day. The fact that you have enough energy to be able to sit down and talk to your wife, have a conversation, have quality time, maybe go on a date night, be able to take the family out on the weekend to do something in particular, be able to turn up to kids' sporting events and or performances, whatever it is. That sort of stuff is priceless, and you can't get those experiences back. You can't get those moments back. Once your kids are grown up, generally those things, they're not there. They're not options anymore. That's it. You've missed out on it. It's done. So there is that internal component, and memories are one of the few things you have when you get older. Memories of amazing times, things that you can talk about and laugh about with your friends, your family. That internal wealth is worth, I don't know how much more than the external wealth. Now I say that, and that's all well and good, but it doesn't mean you go and just give up everything and become a monk and stop talking to people, go and just meditate all day. I don't think that's too much on the way of living. It is a life, but it doesn't sound like living. So find some sort of balance between them where you can have both of those things, because it is possible. And I just want to give you permission to be able to pivot. So if you are stuck in that grind, that hustle, that place where you are having to work so much more and you really don't get enough time to be there for your family, or you are neglecting your health, or you haven't done any exercise in years because you've just been too busy with something, you're allowed to say to yourself, this isn't working, and do something about it. At the end of the day, you're never going to be able to make everyone happy. That's just not how it works. So what makes you happy, what's important for you, go and do that. If you need to change your mind and how you do things, if you don't want to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week anymore, you don't have to. You're allowed to stop and change. If you don't want to run that business anymore, you can sell it or close it. If you don't want to work for that person anymore, you can go and work for somebody else, or you can go and start your own thing. There are always choices. And when you make these choices, it's very important to make these choices around the lifestyle that you want. If you can figure out what your ideal lifestyle is and keep working towards that every single day, you will be happier than most people, because most people just don't even think that's possible, nor do they think that it is worth it. But I'm telling you it is. Once you have a lifestyle is something you don't really want to give up. Once you find that flow to your life where you don't feel like you're rushing around quite so much, where you feel like you have the energy, that you like, you feel like that stress is much lower, life becomes way better. Now, if you're not sure where to start with that, I encourage you to grab my Vitality Audit. 7 questions to be able to tell you where you're at in terms of good health or not so good health. And then there's a few things there that'll help you to be able to turn things around really quickly. Get a little bit more energy, get a little bit less on the stress. And then if that's still too easy, or you're wanting to go something more, you're ready to step up just a little bit more, I have a 14-day energy upgrade challenge. Both of these things are free. You can find them on the link down below. And within a few days of plugging this system into your life, you are going to notice that your energy is up and your stress is down, that you feel better, that that foggy brain is much more clear. Within a week, you'll feel like a different person. Within 2 weeks, you're in. So jump down below, grab that, get started. If you've got any questions, you fire them at me, and I'd love you to be able to step out of just this single focus and get back to you, get back to feeling your best and being able to be there for your family, for your friends, and to feel like yourself. Because it's really easy to get lost in who you are when you are doing everything for everybody else, which is hard because that is the role of the man as the provider. Anyway, hope that helps. Talk soon.